Alrighty. Okay. Thrown off here, but music wouldn't turn off. Okay, I'm in for the Sagittarius reading for spirituality. So I start off with a reading from the Isis deck here. A card. It says the flower of life. Interesting. Divine creativity and manifestation. This is good. Oh, turn my light on here. Flower of life. So let me get my goggles and read this. This doesn't come up very often, so this is good. Fresh energy. Flower of life. Okay. You may be entering a fertile period of your life. Focus on your innate creativity and how potent this is becoming, and watch it rapidly grow. You're guided to think of yourself as a creative being. You're guided to think of yourself as a creative being, to surrender your control over how things will manifest and instead allow them to do so. Don't resist change. Flow with it and let it happen. Now is the time for your blossoming. So you're hungering for creativity and manifestation of the beauty of your inner world, to witness it and live it in your physical world too. Much of your spiritual energy is directed into creative processes, and your creative powers are growing fast. As you're gaining more potency in your creative flow, it's important that you use this growing ability wisely. Become aware of how easy and quick your thoughts and feelings are manifesting into conversations, situations, and responses from the universe. Notice how quickly your prayers are confirmed through signs and dreams, intuition, and opportunities opening up for you. You're becoming more and more swiftly that which you choose to think, feel, speak, and believe. So we may have some sages realizing their manifestation skills, that there's a correlation here between what they're wanting, whatever. They're seeing more results. So flowering of life really makes me think that they're starting to connect to that energy, or at least noticing it anyway. So this will have a high influence over the rest of the reading here. So we'll get into the rest of the cards. Top of the pyramid. First card, time to ground. With spirituality comes the ability to ground better, to stay grounded. That's not what I wanted to do there. Yeah, needing to keep our feet on the earth. We may be up in our head a lot to a degree here that it's not really good for us, but the sense is we're kind of getting into things here that are important for our way forward, no less. But to keep in reality is what I'm getting. Maiden of Air, she's curious and she's watching and she's witnessing. And again, with this flower of life energy, it's like, wait a minute, you know, the whole paradigm shifted here for the Sag. They may be coming across a new interactive way within their spirituality. They're thinking of things, and what do you know? There's something outside that correlates, where they used to think all this stuff in their head and really not pay attention to what was going on outside or give it any credence, really. At this point, there's a shift there. They're needing to understand, needing to see, you know, curious, what's holy. I just thought of that and now I'm seeing it. So these are becoming quite obvious to them. So there's a notice of this. Next card, King of Fire. What do you know? That's the element, right? It's creating a sense of power within them. They know they're in charge of it. Not quite sure whether or not to believe it. They realize there's synchronicities here. Am I in charge of that or not? I feel like there's a doubt that we're in charge of it, but we are in charge of it. They're going, yes, we are. We are in complete control of that. So again, the power wanting to emit itself through the Sagittarian, but they're kind of removing themselves from that power zone, but it's there for them if they want to do that. If they want to jump in the car and start driving, they can do this. But at this point, they're just curious and looking at things and going, wait a minute, everything's connected. This kind of thing. Realizing this on a deeper level, it's kind of unbelievable for them. So they're passing a frontier. This is the head of the pyramid. So this is going to flood the whole reading. It's good energy. It's curiosity that keeps you moving. Next card, share your thoughts. Part of that process is opening up to others so that we can learn more. So we don't just go, oh, wait, I can't make sense of it, so I'll drop it. When you share your thoughts with others about what's happening, 10 to 1, they're going through the same thing. And if they're not, they may have a viewpoint about it, and it may open our mind or close it to whatever. But sharing your thoughts here is kind of like they're promoting you. They're pushing you to do that. Share your thoughts and see what happens. You can, you know, 2 heads are better than 1 kind of thing. If we can't figure this out, maybe somebody else can. So don't be afraid to share your knowledge. Next, or lack of it, right? Elemental of air. That is about instinct. This papers flying down from the universe, from your higher self, from out there. That are kind of out there. This is what I'm getting. The Sag is going, wait a minute. Was I thinking that, or is that somewhere? Because I'm getting the sense that they're getting stuff in their head that's not from their head. And they know that. They're like, wait a minute. And then, like, some people are like literally writing it down and going, do I know that? Or was I told that? Or am I repeating? Like, they're trying to analyze somebody here. And they just don't know what to think about it. I think there's a high skepticism here, to the degree it may be blocking us from actually looking at the sentence that was written. We're kind of blown away that we got a sentence we may not understand here to the highest degree. So this is coming across as, okay, if I don't understand it, why did it get put in my head? Where did it come from? Like, this whole process is the beginning. Baby steps into spirituality is what I'm getting. And they're going to just keep shifting you stuff. They're going to keep pushing stuff down to make you look at it. So we better start looking at the content rather than that it's actually there. Because we're kind of losing the meaning because we're just trying to understand where it came from. And they're going, don't worry about where it came from. Look at it, and does it make sense to you or not? If it does, take it. If it doesn't, move on, you know, that kind of thing. Can we use it? Can we utilize it somewhere? This kind of thing. So right now we're in shock of things coming in. Don't know where it's coming from. So we're trying to sleuth it out and get something logical. And they're going, we're not going to get it. I'm not going to get a logical answer here. Meaning we're not going to get, because science can't discover this. So, you know, leave it to them, you know, kind of thing. Just take the information that's given. It's like somebody giving us the book of life. Instead of cracking it open and going through it, we're going, okay, who delivered this? Where did it come from? Are you the delivery? I got to go. Who drove that day? Not like going in places. It's like, that's not the point. The book is the point. You got the book. Take the information. That's what I'm getting. So we're getting it lost in translation. We're focusing on things here, super sleuth, but the wrong stuff. This is comical to me. But anyway, so obviously a non-believer in spirituality, but opening that flower so that we come take a look, you know, this kind of thing. Next, body-mind complex. Yeah. That's the thing. We're getting a lot of things in our mind that we just don't want to go outward and say to anybody, because this is really rampant because everybody's advancing at the same rate, but nobody wants to talk about it. It's like sex. Everybody's having it, but nobody wants to talk about it. So whatever, you know, then you just don't learn. You don't advance. You don't go forward. So what are they going to do here? So it seems like a struggle in our rationality. We may have a belief system here that tells us otherwise, that we're not supposed to, like, this is either bad or there. I don't feel it's fear-based, because there's a curiosity go in this direction, like kind of unbelievable, like, holy, like, what's going on? But at the same time, we're not utilizing the information we're giving. We're just kind of trying to figure out where it came from. And they're going, well, good luck with that. Because we're kind of not, I mean, we may find out, but are we going to believe it logically? Probably not. You know, it's not going to make sense in our book mind. You know, if this, because this is what I'm getting from the energy here, is it's got to make sense on paper. And they're going, no, I probably won't, but it can help you if you let it. So right now it's just the discovery of that, and the body and mind, I feel, is the what we're fighting with. The mind is receiving all of this, but what are we going to physically do with it? Probably not much, is what I'm getting so far. We'll see as we go on here. Next card. You're born to create. Yeah, there's that manifestation stuff, hey, because these fires are good manifestors. If you know, yeah, if their belief system's in the right place. And I'm not talking religion here. I'm just spirituality. I'm talking about the connection to within yourself directly to that line of communication that you get. That is what I'm talking about. What does it say? You were born to create. Yeah, like it really could help us from here forward. But I feel, again, a curiosity, but kind of missing the whole point of it. So I feel like we're going to be obsessed with figuring it out, which there's never a way that we're going to figure it out. So we may be caught in a loop here of doing that and not really gaining what is really meant to come forward for this. I don't know if that's translating. 10 of fire, that's, you know, all the astrology, all the stars. It's all the horoscopes put together. Give me a minute. Following the stars. Yeah. It's, yeah, because what's happening to this Sagittarian that I'm picking up the energy for is that they're really needing to follow a path here that is untread. There's nobody else that's going down this path. There's not even, the grass isn't even laid down where they're going. They got to cut through bush here and cut. And they just don't like doing that. Unless somebody else has gone through there and there ain't no track, I'm not going that way. Even though they're being guided to go that way. There's something here preventing them. Again, I feel it's a belief system. But it really will help them manifest in the future if they do this. So there's a bit of a pull spiritually to go this way and a resistance, because it's not a how do you say, it's not a well-tread path here that we're going on, the spirituality stuff and instinct. This ain't something I'm used to. And who's in charge here? Like, I want to talk to the boss. Like, this is the thing, and you can't talk to the boss unless you connect, meaning like there's nobody in your physical realm that's going to help you with this. It's all in la la land. And this person just don't want to put any faith in that. They don't want to. So, yeah, wow. The next card. 5 of air. Is dragonflies, which is, it can be about transition, right? And I'm feeling energetically that the Sagittarian that I'm picking up on here is in the process of transition in this way, right? Because we're all evolving. It's happening. We are blind to things in this way, having to do with stars, magic, and things that are meant for us spiritually, gifts, intuition, all of that hoodoo voodoo stuff. They just cannot do. They cannot deal with that. Now the mask she's holding, it's like there's a transformation, like a false sense of personality that we're trying to get rid of here, but we're still blind to what we need to follow, is the sense I'm getting. Really, ultimately, you should follow your own path and your own instinct, and this is what they're trying to get them to do, but they're still blind to what that is. Not understanding it completely. Again, was that me thinking that? And I think a lot of them think that it is them thinking it. Even though maybe some of the information that's starting to come through is not stuff that they know. So how does that go? So they're going to sit and fudge the numbers there and try and figure that out rather than taking the information and running with it. Because by the time we figure it out, which we won't, it'll be too late. Opportunities pass us by, right? So there's an unwillingness to accept this side of things internally, which could cause mishaps in the future, because they want you to really evolve here spiritually, and it's just a resistance to do so because of a belief system. It just, we can't follow this, is really what I'm getting from. Again, may not be every Sag here that I'm picking up on, but one specifically is very stubborn in the way that they can't follow this. Doesn't make rational sense. Very logic based, and this is illogical to them. They don't want to put weight here, but they haven't. They're curious about it, but they haven't tested it either. So this is what they're hoping. The energies are hoping we're going to go in there and test it a bit, and we're going to see big results then. But again, not willing to take that chance yet. But there's a removal of a mask, and that's the first stages to really connecting to the spiritual energies, because that's trying to be different people to different people. And it's like, no, we got to figure out who we are. And there's still a lot to be learned there as well, just in our own personal development, never mind connecting to spirit through it. I mean, we ultimately do, we're pushed by it, but they don't realize that. So hopefully it's not too deep here, but yeah, it's conundrum. Spiritual growth that wants to happen, but resistance from the soul for logic reasons. Next card, know you belong. Yeah, know where you belong. And that part of that is that self-development. You know, do I belong here? No, I don't. And that's part of the masking behavior, is trying to fit in places where we know we don't fit in. We don't feel comfortable. So we're trying to evolve past the point where we go in these areas, forcing ourselves in these areas. So I feel like part of the spiritual path they're pushing them into is really understanding where I fit and where I don't. And you don't have to be everybody's wonder boy or girl. You don't have to. Just be yourself, and naturally people will gravitate. Or if you don't feel it, then don't force it. Don't try and make people friends with you when it's just not working. It's just gonna trip you up, because it's an energy that don't match. And people feel that. You feel it, so the other person's going to feel it as well. They may not say it, they may not communicate it, but it's there. Next card, 4. Where's my little bookie? 4 of Fire. Figure out what. Mars. Yeah, action, desire for action and movement forward. I think what they're trying to say is we really need to start getting into the groupings of people that we feel comfortable with, and away from the people we don't. We don't have to create havoc. We just have to move away. Quit accommodating that energy if it's not a match to you. Really, is what I get. Oh, next, the Ace of Fire. Or no, this is the Ace of Water. Ace of Water. That's about emotion, the emotional center. Now, this is about openings in new areas. I'm getting a lot of stuff here. First of all, this person has to deal with their emotions. They have to open their emotional center. This is part of the reason why they're wearing a mask so much, because they really don't let their emotions rule. The emotions are your barometer to tell you where you sit. If you shut them off, then you're blind to that, right? So that's one for this Sag that I'm picking up on. They got to open their emotional center so they can realize who makes them feel happy, who doesn't, who da-da-da. Secondly, I'm getting the sense this Mars energy is about moving away from people that we aren't happy with, right? We aren't compatible with. And I'm getting there's emotions with that as well, like the need to deal with that on an emotional level. So we may be doing this or have done this inadvertently and either not dealing with the emotional center because of it, or we're going to open the emotional center, and then it's going to be more obvious who needs to stay, who needs to go, and we're going to deal with that. So that's that. So the fate here of the spiritual core is love without condition. We have a lot of conditions on how we deal with stuff. Well, the sense I'm getting is that we don't have our heart there. Our love is not going outward. It may be just sitting, because they're showing it just hover here. It's just hovering. It doesn't go outward. So it's kind of like a selfish, loving energy. I don't know if it's going to a point where someone's got to really bend over backwards before I give a little bit, or if it's just I don't give, period, this kind of thing. There's a heart center here that has potential to go outward and be non-judgmental to others. See, this is a hard thing to do when I'm spitting out words like figure out who fits and who doesn't. Give me a minute while I resolve that. Yeah, they're going, the heart center needs to open no matter what. It has not up to this point, is what they're saying now. So this is going to feel so foreign, so wrong to them. It like an invasion to them. It's going to feel when we open the heart, because you feel vulnerable, or you can have a tendency to feel vulnerable. They're just trying to avoid this altogether. There's no way. Now, there's something they... On a spiritual level, we do not know where we sit with ourselves. We have no clue here. There's no barometer whatsoever. There's nothing. So trying to understand that. They're going, there's an opportunity here. Be taken or left. They're going, we're betting on the left. We're going to leave it because we just don't want to be vulnerable. They're going, then we don't get love. We don't get true love because we need to open up to that vulnerability. If we don't want to risk it, we don't get it. It's simple as that. We can open it, receive it, close it, and delete it. This is what happens. Love without condition. So there's something about the word condition here. Like if this person does this, this, that, and the other, and they're going, but the heart's still shut off. So what's the point here? If they do this, that, and the other, then they can come in, but your heart's still shut off, so you got nothing to give. So what is the point of being there? So this is the lesson they're trying to get across here, is our heart needs to open here, and we need to stop with the conditions. Like it's almost like a contract. They're going, oh, we got to write up a contract here. You got to love me, and you got to cuddle with me, and you got to kiss me, and you got to, have everything ready for when I'm after work. You got to do this. Like there's all these things they want to fulfill, and not one of it has to do with love and caring and compassionate nature. So we need to dive into this. Okay, next card. 5 of water. Yeah, 5s are always about tipping points, and here, right, water is about emotion. Look at her connecting to the universal energies. She's got her sword and a flare, I think. Is that a flare or like a wand that's on fire? What do you call that? A torch? Prepared for war is what they said. War of the heart. Like, I think we're guarding our heart so much so to the degree, 1, we shut it off. And 2, we're fighting not to open it up when the universe is trying to get you to do that, to give you everything that you want. They're going, that is fine. Close your heart. But we cannot go in the love direction. It is paramount to getting a partner, or a partner that is better than what we came from, or better. A deeper connection we're not going to get with no heart. So I feel like this is is it Sag that I'm still picking up on here? They're really fighting opening the heart valve at all for anything, and they're defending their right to do so. Okay, and they're going, that is okay, but don't have any expectations once we do this, because we cannot. for a partner, is what they're saying. Because I feel like there's somewhere here, we either have a whiff of something we want, or something in our periphery here that is spurred this on, that we want to take in, and they're going, no, we cannot. So next, very stern energy here for, yeah, mental mechanics. So we are very much up in our head. We have our mental mindscape. We can be very intellectual. All of that is intact. He's got his goggles on there. He can, I mean, yeah, how do you put that into words? You know, the battle of the mind, absolutely. But again, if there's no emotions, it's just null and void. So that is the fate here. It's kind of a conundrum. I don't feel a Sag coming through with this. I don't feel they feel that the direction they want to go, one, is worth it to be resistant. And then secondly, they are just really too used to fighting for things in this way. To release and let go would just feel like a defeat to them. So they're not going to make it through. And that means heart-centered way. That means the way we go forward. So we start going backwards is really the trajectory once we make up our mind. Again, we'll have all the mental mindscape, but with no heart, we just won't get anywhere. That's your fate. So that is fated. That's not changing, which is sad. But know your fears. Fear here, love, heart, compassion. That's our fear. We don't want anywhere near it. Even though we're pushing to get in there, we have no clue what it takes to get there. Next card, Earth 3. Again, not every Sag, right? This is a very specific energy. The flowers, the blossoming, the life. I feel like this is, and then there's elves littered throughout doing different things. One's snoozing under here, one's dreaming of stars and whatnot. That's like the whole universe in a card. There's bees pollinating, how everything affects everything else. There's a lot here. The interconnectedness of everything, this is being lost on this energy that I'm picking up on. One, they need to know their own fears so that they can attack them. I do not feel they're going to do this. They have fears, and that's a boundary to them. It prevents them from moving forward. So they succumb to this. Again, we're going by logic, and this is going to block us. Next, the interconnectedness of everything. Do not understand that love and the ability to love has to be opened up in order to bring stuff from our universe in. Have no clue of this. So this is going to be shown to them over the time as they move forward, because it is their fate to go down this road in this closed off way. And they'll realize that everything's connected. So in other words, if we refuse to open our heart and love, our money may start to diminish. Our things may start to go. And we're wondering, why is our life falling apart? And they're going, because our love and compassion has been shut off. So everything else starts to shut down. And again, not understanding the interconnectedness of the universal energies in this way. It's a harsh lesson. For someone who's very logical, very ground-based, and not willing to accept any love and give any love, really, because they don't know that they have a, because in their mind they could say they're giving love, but if their heart's shut down, it's not love. It's just talk, or it's just words, or it's not the whole process of love, right? Next card is wisdom. Yeah, this is what we're going to gain as we go through this process. We're going to be really secluded quite a bit. Everything's going to shut down in all areas. In order for the universe to get you to realize that the root of this is our heart, they may not understand this, so they're going to have to hard way jack this all the way down, meaning they're going to take the hard road, they're going to go to the end, and then they're going to be all by themselves, and they're going to have to sit there and be illuminated. Now, what happened here? Put it all together, because the signposts is just not, we're just missing them, going by them too fast, or just not in belief. We started out the pyramid with the power to make decisions in our fire energy. There's a curiosity here, a need to stay grounded on the earth. I feel like that is tainted at this point. It's like, yeah, we're grounded on earth, but that's to the degree that we don't accept anything up in that mystical world. We don't accept anything. And that is a big disservice to their manifestation abilities, because it's going to really diminish. Their manifestation abilities are going to remove themselves. This is the point in our life where we're supposed to flower and really become powerful. But because we are in our logic, this is not being allowed. Our belief system is preventing us from expanding spiritually. It's really what I'm getting. There's a mask here we have to remove and let go. And I feel like this person is so wound up in their mask, and they have so many illusions that they really aren't ready to face. There's a transition that's being pushed, but I feel a reluctance to go in. Again, they're going to have to go in it because the universe is going to shut them right down. And it seems like, unfortunately, they're going to have to go to the end of the line to figure it out. Not great, but planetary. Well, this is for this, over this season. Maybe after they can start realizing things, who knows? Planetary aspect, what do you know? Moon and Sag, discovery, freedom and adventure. They are freedom loving, that's for sure. And this may help them realize a few things here. The moon is about emotions and the discovery of, right, our love center. This is really what the universe is going to push to them, right? And look at the Sag emblem there. We got our arrow pointed on something. Beware what that is, because if we want it bad enough, we're going to have to open our heart center. If we refuse to do so, we will not get it. We will not gain it. I don't think the Sag believes that. I think the Sag going, oh no, I can get it and I'll get it. Really good. And they're just going to start losing. The ground is going to fall from under their feet, and they're not going to believe it. It's because they're not listening to the right. I don't know how to express it. It's that other mystical world. They really got to open up to that. They just don't want to. They don't have to, but they're not going to gain what they want from their life. Like love, true love here is really what I'm getting, or deep love. And they're going, if we don't go deep, we can't get deep. So, if we're looking for a deep love, we got to go down there and be part of it in order to gain it. We can't just stay on the surface, and then how are you going to get it from the bottom of the ocean? You can't. So there's something here about that path. So hopefully after Christmas, this changes, this energy, because it's very much a block to them. Because the flower of life, divine creativity and manifestation is what the universe is opening up to them. But there's a refusal to see, again, because we're not in belief of anything mystical here. So we're just disregarding all the opportunities the universe given us. But in the meantime, we have to deal with our emotions, discover that we have a heart, and start from there. And hopefully that will help you as you go forward. Woo, Sag, man, that's heavy. And that was the spirituality reading for the winter season. Heavy duty. Very strong energy, though. Set in ways. It's very set in our ways, this. So hopefully that helps you over the season. Take care, have fun, be kind. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Stay safe. Yeah, all that stuff. Take care, guys. Talk to you in a bit.